So hands up, who's got kids? Keep them up if you still like them. There's a few actually. Oh, they're all grown up now, moved out, stopped freeloading, yeah? My little boy was born with a horrible condition all over his head. Ah, come on Sheffield, ah. Poor bastard was born ginger. Now I always put that down to the iron brew in the water in Scotland since he was born up there, and definitely not the ginger neighbour next door. So my dad were a bit cruel with us when we were little. When we were going for a vaccination, an injection or any sort, he'd say, it's this fucking big, it's this wide, and it's going to go straight through your arm. Both me and my sister grew up with a massive phobia of needles, which were alright until I joined the military and you have to get vaccinated for every fucking place you go. I look really hard in front of the lads, fainting all the time. But he weren't like Joseph Fritzl, my dad, like, he didn't lock us in a basement or anything. But there's one memory that sticks out in my mind. Has anyone read a book at nursery called There's a Crocodile Under My Bed? No? Well, it does exactly what it says in the tin. There's a crocodile under your bed. So at 4-year-old, I came up from home from nursery. Dad puts me to bed like the kind caring daddy is. And I was convinced that there were a crocodile under my bed in a second-story flat in Sheffield. So my dad got down on his hands and knees. He goes, I'll prove it to you, son, don't you worry. My mum weren't around at this point, by the way, or he wouldn't have got away with it. He crawled under the bed. Arm under, silence. Dad, you alright? Dad? Dad? Ah! I ran down that corridor like Usain Bolt, mate, straight into my mother's arms. And do you know what she said? It's your fucking problem now. Like I say, I've got a little boy. And at one point, like I'm a bit cruel with him, I like to play pranks, and he's got this thing about when he's got a wobbly tooth, he'll sit there, tugging like this, thinking no one's watching him. Now I know when he gets older, he'll probably be tugging something else, thinking no one's watching him, but we'll deal with one issue at a time. So I decided to teach him a little lesson. So one night, I fashioned a dead tooth fairy, and I kept it in my drawer for months, almost forgot about it. So we sat on the settee one night and I see him out of the corner of my eye. Thought he would fucking go. Waited for this. Anyway, his tooth came out that night, so we did the whole wrap it in the tissue, put it under the pillow thing. And when he were asleep, I got the tooth fairy, I got some other items that I'd accumulated over the months waiting for this, a bit of vampire blood from the Halloween shop, some cling film to make sure it stuck where I needed to stick it. I went outside, I got the ladder from the side of the house, I put 2 woolly socks on the end so you couldn't hear it go against his bedroom window, and I went to work. 6 o'clock the next morning, Daddy! I'm laid in bed. My missus is going, what the fuck have you done? Nothing. Daddy! So I went in. He's got this tooth in a tissue in his hand. I've got this, but there's no money. I was like, right, come on, let's check. So I got him checking everything, the pillows, the quilt was on the floor. I looked at the blind, I said, Sam, you did leave the window open, didn't you, mate? Silence. I went, have a look. So he pulls it up, sure enough, his window's shut. Looks at me in horror. I said, well, not only have you ruined it for yourself, you've ruined it for every other little boy and girl. Well, he broke into tears. It was his turn to run down that corridor like Usain Bolt. And it's all good, well and good having your own kids, but sooner or later they get friends. And these friends want to come round your house and touch your stuff. And then all of a sudden, these friends decide it's alright to take the piss out of you along with your kid. Wasn't long ago, his football went on the roof next door, so being the good dad I am, I'm forgetting about the several Stellas I'd had beforehand. I decided to use a wheelie bin to get onto the roof. But you can imagine what happened. The wheelie bin collapsed, and I broke my heel, crushed it like a crunchy bar, they said. I'm laid in the driveway, shouting at my son who's next door playing, comes running round, takes one look at me lying on the floor, belly laughs, tears coming out of his eyes. I said, go and get help, so he runs away. He didn't go get help from any adults, no. He brought his 6 little fucking mates round to laugh at me as well. I took him on holiday recently. We went to Morocco. I thought I'd call it a starter country for someone with his condition. Probably should have took him somewhere a bit cooler. But yeah, we had a good time. We wanted to go jet skiing, so I said, fine mate, I'll take you jet skiing. Got him on the back, speeding away. One way, boom, 3 foot. Second wave, boom, 6 foot. Third wave, boom, 9 foot. I thought I'd lost him, but no, little fucker was still holding on, so. And they make friends on holiday as well, which is all right because that gives you a bit of a break from them, but then their friends have got parents. And there was this one bloke on holiday, and honestly, if you had a black cat, he'd tell you he had a black panther named Midnight. It was absolutely ridiculous. He'd been a free runner, he'd been an international drug smuggler. He'd done all this, telling me this on the first day in a budget all-inclusive next to the pool, so he wasn't very successful at it. And the beach there on the beach there were these little fairy balls all over the beach. Didn't have a clue what they were, didn't want to step in them. You don't know what it is. And my son's asking me, and he kept going on about these hairy balls on the beach. I made the mistake of Googling big hairy balls on the beach. Yeah, so I'm probably on a watch list somewhere in Morocco now. And they're never happy with you as well. So on the last holiday I had a full set beard. And you know how you play a game of guess the age around the pool when you meet new people? Not a game I want to play in front of all you people and be embarrassed tonight, by the way. Anyway, one of the guys guessed that I was 10 years older than what I am. So that was it, the beard came off in an attempt to look a lot younger. I walked into the living room with it, he took one look at me, burst out laughing, told me I look weird. But before I've had this, he's told me it's been too crispy, too itchy, and now my face is too smooth. Apparently I can't fucking win, and I think it's a bit rich coming from a little ginger prick like him. Anyway, I've been Matthew Elwell. Good night, thank you.